Hey y'all, it's Laura and welcome to Bookies and Cookies. Today I'm going to talk about the film and TV adaptations I saw before I read the book. Sometimes it happens, sometimes you didn't even know there was a book, sometimes like you get pulled along to a movie you didn't know you were being pulled along to until it's too late, and then you're there, and then you've seen the film but not read the book, and then everything is awful. Some of these I have since read the book, so I'm all like squared away, but some I haven't read the book yet, and I don't know if I really will. So first, the ones that I have read. First of all, I watched Divergent and Insurgent before I read either of the books. Divergent, a family member brought it home from the library, so I had to watch it. Insurgent, I was like, might as well watch it for free on this like international flight I was on, so I went for it. I have not seen the Allegiant movie part 1 yet, nor Ascendant, or whatever's happening. I don't know. After I watched Insurgent, it was a few months, and then I read through Divergent, Insurgent, Allegiant all within like a week of each other. So I mean, you know, I fixed it. I was really confused during Insurgent though, and then I was even more confused during Insurgent the book because of the discrepancies. So I like the book plotline a lot better. Another one is Little Women. I watched this growing up, so I didn't even know that there was a book. I ended up reading the book when I was 13. I probably saw the movie first around like maybe somewhere between 6 or 8. I have it on VHS. Let me go grab it. Some of y'all haven't even watched VHSs. Look at that cassette. Oh, it's all rewound. All the film's on this side, so that means you can pop it in and watch it without rewinding it at all. Amazing. Another movie I saw before reading the book was The Princess Bride by William Goldman. Is it Gooding? Who is it by? I know who it's by, except I totally freaking forgot. Who wrote The Princess Bride?
The Princess Bride story was written by William Goldman.
Goldman, not Golding. Because Golding is Lord of the Flies dude. I know some things. Gotta prep better. Anyways, I watched this first when I was like 9 or 10, and I didn't end up reading the book until last year, so there was a very long time in between it. I don't really think it matters which format you consume first with this because they're such like very faithful adaptations. Next is She's the Man. This movie is fabulous. This movie is everything you ever needed, ever. So it is based off of Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare, and I watched this sometime in middle school when I wasn't quite at the age appropriateness for Shakespeare, where I just wasn't ready to push myself for that. I ended up reading it freshman year of high school, so I quickly read it and saw the comparisons between the two. I love how it's like Mean Girls gets a classic twist, but it's totally Twelfth Night gets a whole not modern twist because Twelfth Night is classic. Next up is another classic book that I did not read until after I'd seen the movie, and that was Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I ended up seeing this with my mom, I think before I even knew that there was a book or that Jane Austen existed. We went to go see it as like a mother-daughter date night at the movie theater, and our movie theater only got 3 films a week. 3. I used to like know the schedule, like, oh, so if they show it Sunday at this time, they'll show it Thursday at this time. If they show it Sunday in the afternoon, it'll play Wednesday night. Yeah, I had it memorized because if there was only 3 movies coming each week, then you knew what they were and you made plans and you went to the movie theater with your friends. It's what you did. And then a couple months later, my friend was actually reading the book and I read the first page and could not get into it, which I don't know how I could not get into it when the first line is, "It is a truth universally acknowledged that a man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife." Boom, yeah. I ended up reading it 2 years after I saw this movie, which isn't a very long time, and then it's a hefty book. It's a pretty hefty volume. But this is my favorite, Pride and Prejudice, which I know some like avid Austenites will hate me that I don't prefer the 1996 TV series with Colin Firth, but I'm sorry, I can't. This is what I was introduced to. This was what I saw first. It's what's stuck in my heart. Now some adaptations that I've seen but have not even read the book yet at all, and I don't know if or when I will read the book. Got some rom-coms coming at you. We have The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. I think everyone and their mother and their grandmother has seen this movie because this is just so epic. I don't know if I ever could read the book now that I've seen this. The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffinger. I read one of her other books, her Fearful Cemetery, which is creepy about ghosts and twins and cemeteries, which I actually really enjoy, but it's also super duper creepy. This one's creepy in a different way, and I have it on my shelf, and I will read it. I just have not yet. The Devil Wears Prada, it is actually based off a book, which not many people know, and I don't even know who the author is. I think I will read it because Miranda Priestley is just goals in every sense of the way, so I feel like I have to read it. The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. It's now a very popular musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber, which even has its own sequel, Love Never Dies, which never came to the United States. It was in the UK, it was in Australia, never in the US. Thank goodness there is a filmed version of it in Australia, but it's the different lyrics than the original soundtrack that had Ramin Karimloo and Sierra Bogas and whoever played the other dude. Hadley Fraser. Hadley Fraser played the other dude. I watched this at a high school sleepover and it just was like 1 in the morning and we're starting this and it was so epically beautiful and haunting and dark and it just completely changed my life. I don't know if I can read the book. I have it. I just haven't started it because it's just so bland in comparison to all of the feelings and moods and emotions of this musical. Seasons 4 and 5 of Game of Thrones, I had not read the books prior to. I read the first 3 books, so I was caught up for seasons 1, 2, and 3. I got halfway through Feast for Crows and could not get into it. It's so... Other things I haven't read yet. Outlander, I've watched seasons 1 and 2 and haven't read any of the books. Maybe one day. The Shannara Chronicles, love the cinematography and the special effects, and it's just so beautiful and lush to look at. And the people are lush to look at too. Some more classics that I haven't read, Anna Karenina and War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. Those are hefty, thick, huge, ginormous books. One day, when I'm like bedridden, I guess. So those are some of the film and movie adaptations I've seen before reading the book. I don't think that's lessened my enjoyments of the book any less, some of the things I anticipated, but I think overall it didn't change too much. And just so we don't leave here with y'all thinking that I always watch movies before I read a book because I'm lazy or whatever, I'm gonna show you some of the movies that I definitely did read the book before I saw the movie. Do these count for nothing? What about these? Huh? Don't even get me started about my family member who brought home Eclipse single disc edition. Who does that? Who? We do the 2-disc special edition in this household. Well, my name's Laura, this has been Bookies and Cookies. I post videos on Sundays and Thursdays. Y'all should comment with a movie or TV show you watched before you read the book and if that changed your enjoyment of it at all. I really love to know, and I love each and every one of you, and I hope you never forget that you are loved. And remember that it's okay whatever order you read a book or watch a movie or a film adaptation or a TV adaptation, because no matter which way you're doing it, you're still supporting artists and creators. Thanks, guys. It's not quite a viewfinder, but there's a window behind this, so I can see the time and I can see where I am in frame in my head and where it ends. That is game changing.